Come on, come on. Hello, I've been told by Alton Towers that I'm going to be receiving a press release about the Curse of Alton Manor, and it's sort of a continuation about what happened at the event last night. So while I wait for it, let's say roll titles. Well, the press release is here, and straight off the bat, I can tell you that the Curse of Alton Manor will be opening on March the 18th. None of this, it's opening in spring nonsense and some indeterminate time. It is very much opening on March the 18th. So that is your take home from that. But don't just stop the video there. We'll read the full press release and we'll have a little chat about some of the things that happened last night and my thoughts on what we might see in the ride. So let's go to voiceover Kip, who will read this press release for you. Oh, and also it mentions that there's some images and video footage to come with this press release, so I will intersperse the video with those, hopefully. Unexpected members of the public were given a hair-raising experience as they braved the world's first ever haunted doll's house. The mysterious attraction appeared on London's Isle of Dogs as Alton Towers Resort revealed that its eerie new dark ride, The Curse at Alton Manor, will begin spooking visitors from March the 18th. Waves of adults and brave youngsters formed up the pop-up, and those who dare cross its threshold were confronted by a series of supernatural clues and teasers of what awaits them when the immersive dark ride opens. The experience culminated in the first sighting of Emily Alton, the child from the original haunted house, whose demonic exploits inspired the ride. In a video released by the theme park, cut that in. She can be heard laughing and counting in the doll's house, as if playing with the visitors. A series of sinister messages scrawled across a dark corridor, and a giant mangled teddy bear that chased people out of the house only added to the chilling experience. The 3 rooms that can be seen from the front of the doll's house as it opens up, each offered a hint of what's to come with the Curse of Alton Manor. From the living room, where Emily Alton once vied for her parents' love and attention, to the dining room where the story of Emily's demonic nature began, visitors were given just enough to begin to piece together what made Emily so evil. As well as showcasing spectacular visuals, which the recent pop-up doll's house alluded to, the Curse at Alton Manor will also bring special effects that will be a first for a UK theme park, from twisted projection mapping technology that transports riders into Emily's own doll's house, to mirrors that play tricks by blurring the line between reality and Emily's demonic world. Bianca Samuk, Divisional Director at Alton Towers Resort, said, "The British public remain gripped by a desire to be shocked and surprised. We hope we haven't given too many people nightmares with their first taste at Alton Manor and their introduction to Emily. If visitors thought our haunted doll's house was impressive, they will be in for a serious surprise this spring. Our experts have been crafting new and spectacular special effects and visuals that have never been seen before in a UK theme park. If you feel brave enough, join us from March 18th to uncover the secrets of her transformation from a once sweet and curious child to a vessel of evil." Yeah, and that's pretty much the end of the press release. Lots of people commented on about the event last night is why do it in London and not have it at Alton Towers? And that's obviously a pretty good question. When we actually spoke to the PR person, they said that where they placed it was absolutely perfect, because if you look at this photo, you've got all these massive buildings that are overlooking this tiny doll's house. And in some of those buildings, that's where the press are. They're literally bringing the haunted doll's house and the Curse at Alton Manor directly onto their doorstep. You know, there'll be some members of the press who can look out of their window and see that doll's house. And I think that's quite a smart idea. I really like that. And also, the way that it was set up and how we had to traipse through the dark and follow these arrows, it was like a treasure hunt. You know, we've been given a map location and some vague clues, and it really was quite creepy. because there was no illumination aside from us vloggers and our lights. You know, it was completely pitch black until you actually got to the house itself. So yeah, it just added a bit of sort of spookiness to it. But it genuinely blew my mind that they built this. When I was sort of standing waiting to go round it, I actually had to ask one of the PR people if it was a real building. Although it had the big freaky front, the actual sides of it did look like a sort of old farm building. And I was genuinely shocked that they'd actually put that entire thing there and not just rethemed like some old farm building. It was so incredible, and considering it's only there for 2 days, the amount of effort that's gone into it is just mind-blowing. But it's doing its job. It's getting people like me and you, and hopefully sort of the wider public, talking about the ride. Now, yesterday was a really busy day. I had to be in London for 8, didn't leave the site till about 10ish, and then it was about midnight before we got home, and then I sat up and edited the video, which I don't mind doing in the slightest. I really, really, really enjoyed doing it. But it didn't really give me much time to process sort of everything I saw and how it all relates. Now, something that, thinking about it, I wonder if there were some clues to the trommel coming back, because there was that sort of twisty drawing in the experience. Now, if you don't know what a trommel is, basically it's a giant cylindrical thing, and the ride carriage passes through it, and it gives you that sort of whoa, whoa effect. That's been broken in Jewel for several years now, and it does make me wonder if that's coming back, you know, sort of this twisting vortex. And also something that was slightly odd was there was a duck in the sort of attic area. Now, I don't know if that was a cheeky nod to the flume. I don't know if the giant duck from the flume is going to be tucked around the corner in the ride at his later stages. Who knows? I mean, that duck was pretty bloody terrifying when you rode on the flume and it just appeared. So it would fit perfectly in a haunted house ride. Something that sort of stuck with me as well was in the drawers there were lots of cards and birthday cards, and I'm wondering if there's some significance there as to Emily Alton's birthday. Maybe something happened on her birthday that made her evil. Don't know. Could just be a red herring. I was just blown away by the effort that they put in to building that creation for such a short amount of time, because last night it was the turn of us bloggers, vloggers and content creators to go around it, and today the general public and the actual press will be going around it. Yeah, it's just a crazy experience, but it's like, I think it's a first of its kind, as well as sort of having a big giant haunted doll's house, but also to run things that way. But I was really glad that we got to visit it at night, because it just added an extra scare to it all. Yeah, I think over the next few days I'm going to re-watch the video that I made and spot things that I didn't see, because when you're going around filming stuff and you don't know how long you've got and you don't know what's going to happen, it's really hard to get all the details in. But I tried my best to cram everything in to that video. But I think if you go through the video slowly, you might notice things you didn't see originally. Anyway, I need to go and have a very large mug of tea and get this edited and online for you to see. And I really, really hope that you've enjoyed the content, and I really hope that you look forward to some future content from Alton Towers and beyond. It's got me really excited, really, really excited. The haunted house is a staple and an icon of Alton Towers, and I think the Curse of Alton Manor could keep that going for years and generations to come. But did you spot anything? Did you see anything, you know, on rewatching? Please do comment below, because yeah, I'm not great at escape rooms and things like that. I'm not good at spotting clues. Yeah, so it'd be interested to see what perhaps some more knowledgeable people think. But I think what I'll say now is thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. But for now, it's game over.